This conference will now be recorded.
Apurva, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So in the previous two classes we completed the intro part, right? About
Yes.
technologies, about the course, about advantages. Okay, what are the tools we are going to use for the front-end development and back-end development and the UI UX design part. Okay, so everything is clear, right? Is there any doubt in this?
No.
It's clear, right? Okay. Okay, fine. So coming to, I'm going to start front-end development first using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and based on CSS HTML libraries and frameworks. So CSS and JavaScript framework Bootstrap, uh, JavaScript library jQuery, and JavaScript framework Angular framework. Okay, so these are all front-end technologies. So we are going to use one by one. Okay, so that is like some order like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and jQuery, Angular, and this Bootstrap framework also. Okay, so that means suppose if you want to write any content, we are going to use the HTML content. So here, let me tell you about what is HTML. Okay, so HTML you can just say it's a content layer. Okay, for example, if you want to write any some content like for example headers, okay, hyperlinks, buttons, images, table content, okay, some list of points and multi-line paragraphs, okay, so many quotes content, okay, so these are all content. Suppose you want to write, we have different tags in HTML to write all those content. Okay, for example, if you want to write the headers, like we have 6 headers like h1, h2 up to h6. Okay, h1 is the biggest header in the page. Okay, h6 is the lowest size for header in the web page. Okay, so based on your requirement, we are going to use the from h1 to h6 headers. Okay, in one page we are going to use multiple headers, right? So with a different font size. Okay, based on the font size, we are going to use from h1 to h6 headers. Like all other tags, like for example hyperlinks, okay, images, okay, and the table, okay, around we are going to use the 40 to 50 HTML tags for writing our content in our web page. Okay, so that's what we are telling. The HTML is content layer. So HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Okay, so this is hypertext markup language, and hypertext and hyperlinks also is. Hyperlinks means that is anchor tag for accessing other pages, other views, other sections. We are going to use the hyperlinks. So when you click on any link, okay, it will go to some other page or some other content. Okay, so that you can say hyperlinks. Here the main mainly hypertext and hyperlinks in the HTML. Okay, so here that's why we call HTML is a content layer. Okay, and coming to CSS, it's presentation layer. Content, here you can say content and structure also, and mean page structure. Here you can say content and the page structure. Okay, so once you completed all the page with the content, okay, so for the content we are going to apply some styling for the presentation purpose. Okay, styling means suppose if I use some content like a headers, a paragraph, or a hyperlink or image, so for that content I'm going to apply like font size, okay, font color, and alignment, a little bit of space surrounding the text, okay, and background colors, the borders, Okay, if it is like suppose box or image element, okay, we are going to apply some advanced features like shadow, okay, round corners, and even to suppose we have to apply the animation, we can apply the animation also using the latest CSS3 features. Okay, so the total presentation and styling we are going to apply with the CSS. Okay, CSS stands for cascading style sheets. Okay, not only web page, any kind of application, when it is a mobile application, a desktop application, any kind of application, with some presentation. So that presentation we are going to write with the CSS. Okay, so here the CSS is some rule is there. So HTML there is no any rule, but we have standards in HTML. As per standards, we need to write the HTML code. But in CSS there is some rule. Rule means here one selector. Okay, so for that selector, I'm going to write some declaration. Okay, so the selector nothing but your HTML tag. For example, here you can see I have written some H1 in my HTML document. Okay, for that H1 text, I'm going to apply some CSS like this. So here the selector means the H1, declaration means, so inside curly braces we are going to write the declarations like some property value. Okay, for example, here I'm going to write color. I want to apply some color to H1 text. Okay, the color, and here I'm going to say for example red. Okay, so this is some rule. So when you apply some red color to the H1, okay, when the page loaded, it will go to the page and you'll search the H1 selectors. How many selectors we have? Like how many H1s we have in the HTML page? Okay, it will find all the H1s and the color red will appear. Okay, so like this, we have some set of rules in the CSS. As per rules, we need to write our CSS. Okay, so finally, which one we are going to render on the page on the browser? So HTML page we are going to run on the web browser, not CSS, not JavaScript. Okay, only HTML page you can run on the browser. So when you're loading the HTML page, so how it will apply, how CSS will apply, how JavaScript will apply. Okay, so once you place the content, any content HTML on top of the page in header section, we are going to link the style sheets and JavaScript part. So that means once the page is loaded, all CSS and JavaScript will apply in that page. Okay, based on your HTML standards, HTML text, the CSS and JavaScript will apply on your content. Okay, here CSS and JavaScript is external files to the HTML page. Okay, I will show you that how to create the HTML page, how to write the CSS, how to apply to HTML content like this. Okay, so this is CSS is cascading style sheet and it's a presentation layer. It's like simple, you can say we can apply more styling to your HTML content instead of putting like a black text, okay, blue links, images, like just like a raw content. Okay, so we are going to cover more presentation with the CSS. Okay, and the next one is the JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript means after completing your page structure and applying style sheet, so with JavaScript you are going to provide the behavior of your page, okay, or behavior application. Okay, so here the behavior means how to interact with the application. Okay, simple. I will suppose if I click on any button or image, okay, or when the page loading, we should show some message by default. After some time, it will collapse automatically. Okay, and for example, content loading one by one after one after one. Okay, like some drag and drop features. Okay, and form validations. Okay, and image loading like a carousel slider like that. Okay, like a pop-up models. Okay, and tool tips. Okay, so these are all interactive part in the JavaScript. Okay, so we're going to use JavaScript for the interactive behavior, interactive, and you can say dynamic also, like this, like this, interactive dynamic layer. Okay, so that means once completed the CSS part, so we are going to provide interaction between the application and the user with some dynamic features. Okay, so this is and languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And coming to jQuery, Bootstrap, given some intro about all this, right?
Yeah.
Bootstrap and jQuery and Angular. Okay, so these three is like Bootstrap is a framework. Okay, with CSS and JavaScript. jQuery is pure JavaScript library. Okay, and Angular is complete JavaScript framework. Okay, but here we are going to use third-party plugins also, third-party plugins, third-party tools, libraries. Okay, so here so many third-party plugins we are using for the different functionality purpose. We are going to install, we are going to import in the Angular application. Like for example, if you want to install the Bootstrap jQuery in Angular, okay, the Angular we have import method, npm install method we have in the Angular. Once you set npm install Bootstrap means the Bootstrap plugin will install on the Angular frame. Okay, install jQuery means jQuery will install in Angular automatically. Okay, so like this, we are going to use third-party plugins also in Angular, like CSS related, JavaScript related, or like Node.js related, all of those. Okay, so this is like the total HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and Bootstrap, jQuery, and Angular part. Okay, so coming to the HTML, so for writing this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, we need a tool like application. Okay, suppose if you want to create any one document, you're using like Microsoft Word. Okay, suppose you want to create any some statement like multi rows and columns, Microsoft Excel is there. Okay, so like that, suppose if you want to write any code, any language like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, PHP, ASP.NET, even Java. Okay, so you want to write any language, we need some application to write the content and export. Equipment compiling the our page or application. Okay, so here Visual Studio Code is Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is a Microsoft product. Okay, Microsoft product. This is completely free open source framework. Open source application. Okay, you can go to Microsoft website and you can download as per your environment, like environments like OS. Suppose it is your Windows version. Suppose your system is Mac version, Mac version. Right? You can download and you can install. No need to register, no need to purchase license, anything. Not required. Okay, so this is Visual Studio Code we are going to use to write all our content, all our codes like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Angular, even jQuery, Bootstrap, everything we can write in the Visual Studio Code application. Okay, so these are all applications we can call like IDEs. So IDE means Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so here IDE means nothing but your platform to write your code. That can be Visual Studio Code, that can be any other tools also. Okay, even Notepad, Note++. Okay, and we have NetBeans. Okay, and we have the brackets. These are all some different IDE tools. Okay, but the Visual Studio Code is the best one. Okay, since 5 to 6 years I'm using this one since launching this application. Okay, so this is this application using most of the developers and most of the companies, because so many features are available in this. We can install some third-party plugins. Okay, and so many like for example CSS related, JavaScript related. Okay, you can install the third-party plugin better way of code. Okay, so is it clear? So I'm going to tell you that one, how to download and how to install the Visual Studio Code, and how to add the this one third-party plugins. So far
Okay.
is clear? Any doubt in this? Goa?
Yes.
Okay. So in my system already installed the Visual Studio Code, because I started the class to Ananta, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so I already installed the application. I will show you how to download and how to install that. Just follow that. If you have any doubts, I will tell you. Okay, so just go to your Google. Okay, so here just you can type VS Code. Okay, Google, after typing VS Code, you will get the link here. The website link you can see code.visualstudio.com. Okay, just click on the link. Okay, so here by default they provided download for Windows. Okay, suppose your OS is different, like out of Windows, you just click on this, select from here Mac OS. Okay, Windows 36, 64. Okay, or Linux 64. Okay, as per your OS, you can download the applications. Okay, suppose if you click on download, it will download by default the Windows version. Okay, so after download, you will get one executable file, exe file, and just click on the install file, and it will ask to install, and just follow the steps. You need to just say next only. Okay,
Okay. I
there is no
installed it.
any, yeah, there is no any registration, nothing is there. You can install as a free application,
Yeah.
and there is no any instructions also. Okay, you can just install directly. Okay, so after installation, we are going to add some third-party plugins like this. Then just you go to the extensions. Okay, it will route to another link. It's like a marketplace for all plugins, uh, third-party, this libraries, tools, and all. Okay, so here you can search also. For example, you are writing HTML. Okay, so I'm trying to search the HTML. See, these are all like some HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, the first one, HTML, CSS support. Okay, HTML snippets. It's only for the HTML. Okay, IntelliSense installed for CSS. Okay, and JS, CSS, HTML format. Okay, so these are all like the third-party plugins, and you can just click on any this one plugin, and it will ask to install. Okay, so once you get this screen, just click on the install button. Just clicking the install. Okay, so here the alert box is showing. So going to the Visual Studio Code application, which is already installed on your system. Okay, so just click on Visual Studio Code. Yeah, it's open directly in my VS Code application. Here, the HTML snippets, some author name, okay, other like rating, views, everything is some author information. And below this, disable and uninstall buttons. Okay, why? Because I already installed HTML snippets in my VS Code. That's why it's not showing install, so it's showing uninstall. Okay, if it is first time, it will show the install button instead of uninstall.
Okay.
Okay, just click on the install. It will add to your Visual Studio Code, that is HTML snippets. Okay, so here what is the use and what is the advantage of the HTML snippets? Here you can see Visual Studio Code HTML snippets. Disabling this extension, that is disable part. Here you can see this extension adds a rich language support for HTML markup to VS Code include. So here they said some of the points, important points. Full HTML5 tags, okay, and colorization, okay, and snippets, partially implemented quick info, okay, description mentions if tag deprecated. Okay, so these are some of the main features about the HTML snippets. Okay, so updating HTML5. So that means all HTML5 features available in the HTML snippets. Okay, so these are some of the important points. When you're writing code, the snippets will be applied. Okay, so like this, you can go the browser again, go back, and whatever you want, you can just click on this and you can install. Like it can be CSS related, it can be JavaScript related, it can be Angular related, okay, or any icon related application icon. Okay, Bootstrap also, Bootstrap and jQuery also you can install from. Okay, and this is one way to install the any plugins add-ons in your VS Code, and another way you can install directly from the application itself. Okay, after installing your application, you will have all these buttons on the left side. Okay, so this is the installation, the second. Okay, so here you can say extensions, click on the extensions. In the search box, just type your word, your language, HTML or CSS or JavaScript. Okay, so once you type the HTML, so all this HTML, CSS, JavaScript related, what I have seen on the Google search, that marketplace, so everything is available in this search result box, like all HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, Bootstrap, jQuery, Angular also. Suppose if you want to type like Angular, so it's a Angular related snippets add-ons. See here, we have the install button directly here. Just click on install. It will be added in your VS Code. Okay, so like this is also one way to install your add-ons and plugins also. Okay,
Okay.
clear, Gaurav?
Yeah.
Okay, so once you download and install the application, so it will be like some by default some welcome screen will be there. Okay, I will reopen once again this application. So see here, by default, once you open your application, you can see this screen. So this is like about somewhat updates with new features and fixing any bugs, errors, and all. Okay. So you can see the May 2020 version 1.46. So the present VS Code version is 1.46. Okay, and here they given some of the updates. Welcome to the May 2020 release of Visual Studio Code. Okay, so here they list out some of the things. Accessibility improvements. Okay, status bar navigation, easier keyboard text selection. Okay, so in the latest version, okay, these are some update information they mentioned below. Okay, about accessibility, about workbench. Okay, suppose if you want to read more information about this accessibility, you just go down and just read this here. Okay, so they will see like some interactive part, interactive lines on the bottom section, right section, in the top section, everything you can see visually with the interactive visuals. Okay, so that you will get what is the accessibility and updates. Okay, so this is first screen you will get after opening your application. Just close it, and this is welcome screen. Okay, welcome screen here. Just some of the main things are like the start, recent, help, and customizing your application as per your requirement, like color, theme, font size. Okay, and different features like settings and key bindings. Okay, and some other help text like learning about the application. Okay, so this is like completely welcome screen on your Visual Studio Code. Okay, so like this, you just close this. Now it is just a blank application. Okay, so for writing your code, we need to create one file with .html extension. Okay, so here I'm going to create one file. For creating file, you have multiple choices. Like one is go for file and a new file. This is one way. Okay, and here also we can go to right click here and new file. Okay, so like this also we can create one new file and any like CSS, HTML, JavaScript, anything. After creating one untitled page, we can save it as a .html, as a .css, as a like other PHP, Python. Okay, so here first I'm going to take one new page. Okay, so see here it's saying untitled one. Okay, till I didn't declare any, it is a HTML or CSS or JavaScript. It's just like a plain one document. Okay, after saving your page like HTML, CSS or JavaScript, you can see like this basic.html and with icon. Okay, so that means once you see this, you can find out. It's very easy to find this is a HTML5 document. Okay, so here if you see the CSS folder, you can just identify it is a CSS folder, it is an images folder, it is a JavaScript folder. Okay, all these icons will come with the VS Code icons. So that also you have to install for these icons. So let me show you this. Suppose we can see here VS Code, VS icons, you can say icons. See this one, you just install this one. So this one, VS Code icon. Okay, you can see some demo on the below of this, like this. Okay, so like this you can add icons extensions also to your application. Okay, so after taking the new document, this I'm going to say just like intro.html or basic.html. Okay, or like home.html. After saving any document as HTML, you will see like this kind of document. Okay, just I will close it and I will save it as a HTML. So here just I'm going to give intro.html, intro.html. So in the file type also you have to select HTML. Okay. So once you give the file name and the extension, just save it. Okay. So now it is a HTML document. You can find very easily because the icon also train HTML5 and the extension is .html. Okay. So as of now, there is no any code. It's just like a blank document, blank HTML document. Okay, so for writing your HTML code and HTML content, we need some basic page structure. Basic page structure means just like the header, okay, a body, footer,
How
like that.
did you save the document?
No, that's not I show you, right? I will show you once again.
It's not letting.
Okay, so just I'm going to file and then take new file. Okay, now it is just like a blank document. Okay, and just go to save. Before I think I used the shortcut to save the document. Okay, so going file and you can save document, or just you can type the control S. Okay, control S for the saving your document, right? Okay, so you will get this window. Here you can mention the file name intro.html, right? And the file type also you have to select. We have the different file extensions, okay, out of HTML. Okay, so you need to select the HTML file type from the drop down. Okay, after selection your file type, just save it. Okay, see, you can select it. Oh, oh no, it's extra HTML. It's repeated 2 times. I'll go. Okay, I'm going to create once again here the new file. Okay, I'm going to save the document. So just say intro. Okay, and the file type. Just you can save it. See, now it is intro.html. Got it, Purva? How to save the document with HTML?
Mine says intro.asp, but I saved it as HTML.
No, no, that's what. Once you create any document, you have to select the file type also from the drop down.
Yeah, I did. I don't know. I'll do it again.
No, just I will show. Suppose the same document, I'm going to save as some other format. Okay, after clicking save as, you will have different file extensions on the drop down. In the save as page drop down, right? You can see HTML, CSS, JavaScript, C, C++, okay, Python, all these different extensions for create the files. Okay, from this drop down, we have to select the HTML. Where it is, source HTML. Yeah, HTML is not available. Yeah, by default, the first one is HTML. Okay, so that means I saved already the HTML document. That's what it's showing on the top of the drop down. Okay. So just select the HTML format, HTML extension, and save it. That's it. So it will save automatically .html with your name, file name. Intro HTML, basic HTML, or home.html, about.html.
Okay.
Got it? In this? Any questions
Yeah.
in this?
No.
Okay, it's clear, right? Okay. So after creating your document, now we are going to use some basic structure of the web page. Basic structure means like top type, okay, head section, inside head meta information, and external files like the CSS and JavaScript. We are going to link in our head section because once page loading, all the CSS and JavaScript should apply to your HTML content. Okay, and then body. Okay, inside the body, we are going to put all our content. Okay, what are the content you can see on the screen on the web page? All the content we're going to write inside our body open tag and close tag. Okay, so like some basic requirement is to every web page, like a header, okay, and meta information, title, okay, external information like CSS, JavaScript, and actual content of your web page. Okay, so that is some basic tags and basic features for every HTML document. Okay, suppose if you want to type manually, you need to say like this, doc type. Okay, like this you have to type manually. So for writing this basic requirement code, no need to type each and every line of this. Okay, so here we have some shortcut exclamation. Type just exclamation. You will see the two options. The first exclamation and the second one is three exclamations. Okay, just to select the first one, you will get the some basic structure of the code, like HTML, the first line, doc type HTML, okay, and HTML open tag and the language option, okay, and then head, okay. So here head tag is open, here it is closed. Inside our head tag, we have some meta information. I will teach you one by one detail, okay. Some meta information, the title, okay. This is our HTML page head section, okay. So head section means we are going to provide more information about your page, about your application, okay, with meta information, with the title, okay, with other external sources like CSS, JavaScript related. We are linking in this head section, okay. So coming to the body open tag and close tag is there. So inside body, I'm going to write our content, okay, all content, whatever you want to show on the web page, so all the content using the different tags, we are going to write inside our body open tag and close tag. And one more thing, any content should not be outside of your body open tag and close tag. It should be inside the body and open and close tag. Okay. So after the last one is HTML closing tag. Right. Okay. So this is like some basic requirement for any HTML page. So that's what I use the shortcut and just I use the this code, doc type, HTML open tag and close tag, head, meta information, title, body tags. So without these tags, there is no any HTML document. So that's why in the first line itself, we said this is a HTML document using the doc type HTML. So here we are going to inform to the browser this is a HTML document. So as per HTML standards, okay, as per HTML tags, the content should be rendered on the web page. So that's what this is like some kind of instruction to the web browser. Okay, as per HTML tags, the content should be rendered and display to the user. So that's what we are using the doc type HTML. So doc type is the document type here. You can say document type. Okay. And coming to the next line, the HTML language English. Okay. So now by default, English will take. When you're writing any code, by default it is English language. But why we are mentioning here language English means, suppose if you're creating any application in any other language, like a mixing of languages, like English, other languages. Okay. So in that case, you need to mention the language English or other language like Japanese, Chinese. Okay. You need to mention the language also. Okay. Where it is on our HTML open tag. So my HTML open tag is opened here and it was closed on the bottom, last line. So that means all the information we should write inside our HTML open tag and close tag. What are all the head information and web page content information, Okay, everything should be inside HTML open tag and post tag. Okay, and this coming to the head. Okay, the head section by default we have three lines of code. First one meta character set, and second meta name viewport, and third is title. Okay, so this is like external information, more about and more information about your web page or web application, or about your services, or about your product. Okay, so the first one, the meta character set UTF-8 means, so character set means you can say that is like some special characters and symbols. Okay, out of your keyboard. In the keyboard, what are the symbols, sort of the characters we have out of alphabets? Like for example, at the rate, hash, dollar, percentage. Okay, slashes, some brackets we have. So that is you can type directly from the keyboard. Okay, so which is not able to type from your keyboard, some other characters. Suppose if you want to use those character symbols, we are going to use some other language. Like other language means like some code example, like as ASCII code. You know, right, about ASCII code, Apurva?
Yes.
ASCII code, you know, right? So using the ASCII code, we are going to write different characters and symbols. For example, suppose I want to write the like pounds. Okay, out of dollars. Okay, we have only dollars symbol in my keyboard. Okay, I want to write some other currency like pounds, euros, like that. Okay, so we need to use some code as per ASCII code. So in that, suppose if you write that kind of code, so the web page should be understand what is this, how to display. Okay, so that's what we are using meta character set UTF-8. This is like kind of standard to render your content. Okay, all about this characters, special characters and symbols, right?
Okay.
Okay, so this is about the meta character set, and the second line is the meta name viewport. Okay, and the content with the device width and initial scale 0. Okay, so this is like meta name viewport means it's like your device. Viewport nothing but your device. So that means here we are going to say what is your device. Okay, and what is the dimensions of your device. Okay, based on your device, based on dimensions, the web page is going to display, whether it is a small screen, medium screen, large screen, or extra large screen. Okay, so the content should be displayed properly with visibility and readability with accessibility also. So nowadays accessibility also very important to access and to reach all the people. Okay, all kind of people, like disabled people who are not able to use the mouse, who are not able to see the screen. Okay, so that all will come under the accessibility. Okay, so that means the viewport nothing but your device, and viewport device dimensions and orientations. Okay, so here we are going to mention about the device information. Yeah, the second, the content is the all the content should be displayed within your device dimensions. Okay, dimensions means suppose your device width is 400 pixel, all the content should be displayed within the 400 pixels. Okay, suppose your device width is 1000 pixels, all the content should be displayed within the 1000 pixel with all the user preferences. Okay, all the content readability, usability, everything should be there. Okay, so that means in any device application should be same look and feel, same readability, same accessibility should be. Okay, so the last one is initial scale 0, 1.0 means that is like your device width actually, the like percentage. Here user scalable initial scale 1.0 means this is 100% of your device. 100% of your content width. So if you say 1 means 100%, if you say 1.2, it's like 120%. Okay, so that means user can scale your application up to from 100 to 120%. So that means user can zoom up to 120%. Okay, but by default, your initial scale is will be 100%. When you say initial scale 1.0. Okay, so that is choice. We are providing choice to zoom in, zoom out, like up to 120%, up to 150%. Like suppose it is somewhat like zoom in, zoom out means suppose the font size very small, user cannot read it. Okay, difficult to see the text, so user can zoom it and they can read. Okay, again it will go 100% of your content view. Okay, so for this we are providing initial scale 1.0, right? Okay, so the title one is this we are going to write your web page title. Okay, suppose if you see any web page, you can see on the browser tab here, you can see this is the title of your web page. Okay, so the what is that search results on HTML, okay, Visual Studio Code, that is the title. Okay, for displaying this kind of title, we are using the title open tag and close tag. Okay, so you can write whatever you want. Suppose here you can say home page. Okay, or any other like about page, services page, product page. So in this, each and every page will have different titles. If it is a home page or landing page, you can say home page. If it is about page, about us, about company. Okay, if it is services, our services, you can write in the title section. Okay, so this is like some basic information about the head and about the page. Out of this, we can add more meta information using the same meta tag. Okay, and name attribute and content attribute. You can add more information about your web page, about your services, about your company. Okay, so here meta tag is most using for the SEO purpose. So SEO means search engine optimization. Okay, so in the meta, we are going to provide keywords and some description for the SEO purpose. Okay, so here come to this. Here I am going to use one more meta tag, meta name. Okay, here we can say keywords. Okay, and content. So here I'm going to write some content means but like some description about the page, about your page content, or about your services. We are providing more content and keywords. Okay, so what is our meta name here? The keywords. Okay, so in the keywords content, I'm going to say like UI development like this. This is one business keyword. Okay, and by separating comma, you can add one more keyword. Okay, UX designing. Okay, like you can say full stack development. So these three is the like your business keywords. Okay, by separating comma, you can add a number of keywords. Okay, all these keywords for the SEO purpose, search engine optimization purpose, and to display in the search results. Okay, nowadays everybody using the search engines, like for example Google. Okay, so they want to see any information. Okay, their first preference is Google search. They will open immediately Google and they will start the type some keywords. So based on your keywords, the results will be displayed on your search page. Okay. So for that, this keywords is very useful for the search engine purpose, search engine optimization purpose. Okay, so that is our keywords section. The second one is meta name. Here you can say description. Okay, so the description and content. Okay. So inside content, I'm going to write some more like kind of a description. Suppose if you type any the Google, let me show you. Google, let me type directly here. What is HTML? Okay, this is my keyword. Okay, see here. On the search results, the first line you can see website URL. Okay, in the second line, the main title of your keyword, HTML, about HTML. Okay, with hyperlink. Okay, and the third line is some like a description about your search, about your keywords. Okay, so here what they said, HTML stands for hypertext markup language. HTML is the standard markup language for some other description. So this is called description, and this is called keyword, and this is like your author name, author link. So that means W3 school is the author and the hyperlink, and this is your about your keyword. Okay, and this is description of the keyword. Okay, so like this, I'm going to write some description about my web page or about my services products. Okay, so here I'm going to type some the best training, something like the best training in Hyderabad or something like this. Okay, so this is kind of some description, and this is keywords. Okay, so these two is for the SEO purpose. Okay, and even we can add more about the author information, about the website URL, any other like suppose Facebook tags information, Twitter information. We can add more meta information. So all this about for the SEO, search engine optimization, and providing more information about the services and products. Okay, and out of this meta information title, I'm going to link some of the documents in the head section itself. Okay, so the documents means, as I said before, I want to apply some CSS to my content. Okay, so how to apply the CSS to my content? So here first I'm going to link the style document in my HTML head section using the link tag, and I'm going to say it's related to style sheet. Okay, and here I'm going to view the path of my style document using the href attribute. All my CSS style sheets will save in my CSS folder slash and style.css document. Okay, I didn't create till now the style document, just I'm giving the head section. Okay, later I'm going to create the CSS folder and style.css. Okay, so this is my style document. Once the page loading, it will go to the CSS folder. The style sheet will be find out, and whatever the rules, whatever the declaration we have in the style.css, that will apply inside your body content, headers, text, and hyperlinks, images, buttons, tables. Okay, as per your selector, it will find in your content, and the CSS will apply. Okay, so that's what the style sheet we are going to link in your head section. Okay, and the next one is JavaScript also. So using script, open tag and close tag, for linking your JavaScripts. Okay, so here you can say source, and inside JS folder, here you can say some script.js. Okay, so why we are using JavaScript? For interactive behaviors purpose. So after your page loading, suppose if you want to access the application by navigating some drop downs, or if you are searching, okay, some keywords, okay, some any dynamic interactive features, there is in the JavaScript, right? So it will go to your JavaScript folder, and define the JS script.js, and all the functions, all the behaviors will apply to your page content. So these two is some basic requirement, style sheet and the JavaScript. Out of this, we are going to add a lot of CSS for the different purpose, and JavaScript files, and the fonts also. Okay, so font means I'm going to apply some custom or style font to my web content. Okay, so out of my system fonts, I'm going to apply some thick font or thin font, some styled like any premium fonts. Okay, so those fonts information also we are going to link in head section. Suppose if you want any some good font, you can search at the Google fonts, fonts.google. Okay, so this is the fonts is completely free, no need of any license in this. You can use as a free. Okay, so you can see a lot of font options, different styles, thick, thin, long font. Okay, like this, different fonts with out of your system fonts. Okay, so here suppose I want to apply some any font, good font to my web content, like some kind of hand script type of font. Okay, let me select one. Mm, yeah, for example, this is like a handwritten style. Okay, just click on this. You will see other options of the font style, like the font size wise. So these are the some examples, and this is the total alphabets and the numeric font style. Okay, you can see this one, and other styles about license. Okay, actually no lot of license, they just mention. Okay, and how to add that font in your web page content. Go to the top. Mhm. Yeah, this one. Okay, so here where it is, actually some plus symbols would be there. Mhm. I think they updated what font size. Actually, we had to get some link, like online link. Where it is. Mhm. No, here actually I'm looking for the some plus button will be there in the window, Apurva. So that's what maybe they update recently. Before actually some plus symbol is there, like a plus icon. Once I click
Okay.
on the plus icon, so we will get the hyperlink to use this font. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. That here I think maybe they updated or so many problems with the website. Let me open once again this. Mm, okay, okay, okay. Actually, they changed the way of use this font. Maybe the recently they updated the website. Okay, so here they provide the link. Okay, actually before how it was in the fonts here itself they added one icon, the plus icon. Okay, after clicking the plus icon, so we will get this link like this. Okay, that is embedded link. Okay, so now they changed this way. Okay, now they are given like a selected family and now itself like in the robot of font itself different styles, so like thin 100 pixels, like thin 100 italic style. Okay, you can add how many styles you have in the font, you can add one by one. Okay, and after adding you just click on the embed, you will get this link. Okay, just copy it. Okay, and paste in your HTML headset like this. Okay, so here the link stuff is where the font comes. Okay, from the fonts.googleapis.com. Okay, so that means when you're writing any content, by default the system font will apply, that is called like Times New Roman or Arial. Okay, suppose if you want to apply this font, Google Fonts Roboto font using CSS, you can apply the Roboto font from the Google API. Okay, so like this you can link the fonts also on your web page. So here I'm going to write some comment here, Google fonts like this you can see. Okay, so Google fonts here, and out of the Google we have other like free open fonts you can use as per your requirement. Okay, as per the font features and all. Like even premium also is there, premium fonts. So the premium fonts means we need to purchase them. Okay, so this is complete. The Google is completely free fonts. You can use in our application, in personal application, even business applications also you can use. Okay, so like this you can add any external information within your HTML head and open tag, and all this information just applying to your web page content. Okay, so this is called external information about your page, and in the body section we are going to write our actual content using all the tags. And finally we are going to close the HTML closing tag on the last line of your page. Okay, so this is like some basic requirement and basic HTML page creation. Okay, in the body section we are going to write our HTML tags and adding text. Okay, that I will teach you morning.
Okay.
Okay, so far is clear. Anything doubts in this? Questions?
So what's the difference between the link REL and link HREF?
Yes, that's what. The link means just we are going to link any external documents like SRs, like style sheets. Okay, any other only style sheet we are going to link the using HTML link tag, and the rel means that what kind of document. In the first line, what we said here, doc type HTML. Okay, that means that is a HTML document to understand our web page, our browser. Okay, the same way once you linking any document like the CSS or JavaScript. So here we need to say the relative to the style sheet.
Oh,
Okay.
REL means related.
Yes, relative.
Okay.
Okay. And the SRC means that is part of your document. Styling document, we are going to use the href attribute. Okay. So that means hyperlink reference. Href stands for the hyperlink reference. Okay, and coming to the JavaScript, the both languages is completely different. This is style document and this is JavaScript document. Okay, for linking your JavaScript, you are using SRC. SRC nothing but like your source, the file source or location of your JavaScript file. You got it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, fine. Is there anything, any doubt in this, like about meta information about other like?
No.
It's clear, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, today we're done, and I will share this video. And yesterday's video I shared you. Got it?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot. Not done, right? Okay.
Yes.
So now this also I will share, and today I will take another like this class also. And for Ananta, I completed some of the tags, some basic tags like the headers like this, and the multi-line paragraph and order, unordered list and ordered list. Okay. And today we'll finish this class also, and from tomorrow we'll continue the next class with both of you.
Okay. So I spoke to her. Can we cancel class tomorrow and then we'll start again after?
The tomorrow class.
No class tomorrow.
Okay, okay. Okay. So tomorrow means like you are saying like a regular class, like this class, or
Yeah, regular class, like my tomorrow night.
my tomorrow. Okay, okay, fine, no problem. We'll continue our day after tomorrow.
Yeah, we
Okay,
can continue after.
okay. You already informed to Ananta, or I have to tell
Yeah,
you?
I informed.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.